It is midterms week here at ASU Law. Actually, it is Wednesday of midterms week, and I have a midterm on Friday that I haven't started preparing for. My midterm on Friday is on torts, and the first step for preparing for any law school exam is outlining. So let's get started on that. But first, we have to take care of a couple of things. But what the fuck's an outline? I mean, I keep hearing all my classmates talk about these outlines, but what even are they? Apparently it's some way for you to compile all of your notes so that way you're ready to go into the exam with this rough outline, but I hardly even take notes as it is. So why bother with this? It's time for me to do some research. First, I had to learn more about what an outline actually is. Apparently it summarizes all of the legal principles in one topic into one place, but I still need more info. Here we go. This should help. Let's see. Oh, just what I was looking for. I can make do without one. Oh, but that's second and third years. I'm only a 1L. Shit. Guess I'll be forced to make one. Let's see why it's so important. It forces me to review. Alright, what else does this thing say? Best outlines one that's easy for you to read. When should I start? Now, because I don't have much choice. Should I outline with a group? Well, I don't have friends, so that's not much of a choice either. Alright, now we know what an outline is, but I still hardly took any notes this semester. So, what am I supposed to do? Luckily, I have a few resources at my disposal. The big ones are outlines made by student organizations, such as the Sports Law Organization and the Women's Law Student Association, or WILSA, which made this insane flowchart and massive tort outline. But I also have access to a PowerPoint which my TAs made. Now I was ready, and it was finally time for me to start making my own outline. I think that's enough work for today. I'll finish this up tomorrow. Hell no I won't. My midterm's in less than 48 hours and I don't even have my outline done. Now's not the time for breaks, now's the time for me to be doing even more work. Alright, I have my outline done. It's about 2 hours later and it's kinda sloppy, but I modeled it after the PowerPoint that my TAs put together and I have it done. That's the important thing. Now it's time to actually start studying. And the way that I'm going to do that is basically just by quizzing myself off of it. I'm going to scroll through it and see if I can remember what elements go into which tort, what the exceptions are. I'm going to go through that now quickly, and then I'm going to take a bit of a break. Then in about an hour, I'll do it again. If I get it right, I'll give myself another break, come back later on this evening, and then just keep doing that. This is what's known as spaced repetition. You quiz yourself on something and then you wait. If you keep getting it right, then that means that's being implanted into your brain and you're going to remember it. If you get stuff wrong, that means that you need to spend more time focusing on it. So ideally, I'd have more time to do this because this works best over a period of a couple of weeks. I have 48 hours, less than that actually. But yeah, hopefully that works. And if you're wondering what I'm going to be doing in between all of those quiz sessions, I will be reading for my other classes. Just because I have midterms in one class doesn't mean that I don't still have work in my other classes. I just made it through the first attempt quizzing myself and it went pretty well. I got the majority of everything right, so I'm going to take a bit of a break from that and do some reading for my contracts class, and then I will get back to that in about maybe an hour. It is about an hour later and I read for about half an hour before I remembered that I had a YouTube video already edited that I hadn't uploaded yet, so I spent the last half an hour making a thumbnail for that and uploading it. So yeah, I still have quite a bit of reading to do for my other classes, but now I am going to review again for my midterm. I am done going over that again. It is about 4 o'clock. So yeah, I am going to take a bit of a break from that. I'm going to continue my reading, get some food in me, and then probably test myself again sometime around 8 or 9 p.m. and that'll be it for the day. After dinner, I was right back to work. I sat down to do some reading and some problems for my civil procedure class and a little bit more of that reading for contracts. Alright, it is about 7 o'clock and I can feel myself starting to get tired. I've been at this since around 11 and the only break that I had was dinner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that last review for my torts midterm now, and then I'm going to take a break, be done with my work for the night, and finish everything else up tomorrow morning. So I will see you all in the morning. It is about 8 o'clock the next morning and I still have quite a bit of work to do for my other classes. So I'm going to finish up some questions for civil procedure and some reading for contracts, then briefly quiz myself before I get ready to go to class. All right, let's head to class. All right, I'm back from class. Time to make some iced coffee and get back to work. In case any of you forgot where I went to school, it is currently about 4 o'clock and the only studying that I did for my torts midterm was that review that I told you guys about this morning. Other than that, I spent the entire day in classes and doing reading for those classes, also talking to friends for a while like you saw, but I still have a decent amount of work to get done if I plan on doing well on this midterm. So right now I'm going to do my final review of that outline like I mentioned, because it's been about 7 hours since the last time that I did that. Make sure that it's all still in my head, and then after that I'm going to pull up a couple of practice problems, and anything that I'm not clear on, I'll review the notes and the PowerPoints from it. If I really want to get into the nitty-gritty, I might reread some sections of some of the cases, but I don't want to overstudy, and I don't want to be too bogged down with details that don't matter. I want to have the general concept, and I want to be able to apply it to whatever fact pattern is presented to me. It is about an hour and a half later, and I think that I am done preparing for my midterm. I might review some stuff tomorrow before class or before the midterm because the midterm isn't until 1:30, but for now, I'm just going to relax and recuperate and, in particular, watch some football. So, yeah, I'll see you all in the morning. All right, it is the next morning. Just made the bed. Now it's time to take a shower, and other than that, I will be taking it easy this morning. I don't want to be doing any more prep or anything before the midterm. So, yeah, let's make some coffee. You know, I have quite a bit of time before my midterm. It would be kind of stupid of me not to at least review, so may as well. So, after reviewing my notes one last time, and reminding myself what I'm doing all of this for in the first place, it was time to head over to campus and take my midterm. Let's get started. And I'm done. Feels good to be done with the first half of my first semester of law school. God, it sucks to put it in those terms. I still have a long way to go, but it feels good being done with my first graded midterm. I still have one when I get back from break, but the bright side is I am now on break. I have a week off where I don't have to focus on law school at all, except for a couple of assignments, and a couple of readings, and a couple of meetings. God, it's not much of a break. All right, but at least I don't have classes. That's the important thing. Now, the big question, how was the midterm? And it was all right. That's the best way that I can really phrase it. I think that I did fairly well. I obviously could have prepared a little bit better, started off a little bit sooner, but particularly in terms of the multiple choice, I think that I did really well. I definitely should have tried to answer some more essay questions beforehand and taken some more time to outline before 2 days before the exam. And that's stuff that I'm going to take with me for future exams, particularly my finals at the end of the semester. But by and large, I think that I did fairly well. So now it's time to celebrate. Like I said, today is the start of break and we all just finished our first graded midterm. So everybody's going out to celebrate with a couple of drinks. But before that, we're all meeting up at my place. So before everybody shows up, I have some cleaning to do. And then it's time to relax. It is the next day. As you can see, I have a massive hangover. And the place is an absolute mess. So, yeah. That was midterms.